welcome back to the Spotlight Review Station. Today we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy SKYTREAD. This is also a 2-in-1 Transformer here, kind of like the Duocons from Power of the Primes, only not. With that said, let's put the figures aside for a moment. And the instructions, what are you doing here? Now let's take a look at the packaging as partake of every single video review on this channel. There's no face! Alright, so starting off with, we got the open window packaging here containing the backdrop, which has this awkward symbol for the Decepticons, kind of like the Autobots, only not. And we got SKYTREAD, Decepticon logo, War for Cybertron Siege number 10, Transformers Siege War for Cybertron Trilogy, Agent 18 Plus, Hasbro's logo, Transformers, up to the Takara Tomy logo. And down below that, we got the Misaligned Generations logo. On this side of the packaging, we got that very cool artwork that needs to be a poster in my room. Anyway, down below that, we got the authentic Transformer stamp, which to remind you, if it doesn't say authentic, it's a knockoff. On the other side of the packaging, here we got some very cool artwork of the vehicle forms for both SKYTREAD. I'm guessing this is Sky and this is Tread. I don't know how well you can see it, but yes, we got some hidden Cybertronian messages on this package. On the back of the packaging, we've got SKYTREAD in his robot mode, SKYTREAD in his separate vehicle forms. It takes 18 steps of transformation. Here's some information regarding the Battle Masters. Here's a look at some of the Battle Masters available right now, at least not in my area. And below the rest of that is just licensing and Hasbro's logo. And that's going to do it for the packaging, so let's go ahead and switch it out to the instruction manual, which we'll go through real quickly. So here's a look at the weapon that SKYTREAD comes with. It's a 2-in-1. There's a quick look at the transformation of these two figures. And on the back we got some promotional information about the Micromasters and Battle Masters, which I don't have any at this time. That's pretty much going to wrap that up. And here are SKYTREAD in their vehicle forms, one being a jet, one being a tank. So I'm going to say this is Sky and this is Tread. It only makes sense. Taking a look at Sky first of all, he is a jet. A very tiny jet. He's a maroon colored jet with some nice silver highlights here and here. It's a very nice aqua blue here for the cockpit window. And if I move the weapon out of the way, you can see he's got a very nice temperograph Decepticon logo. Now this is where I'm going to have to counter strike here, because this isn't a Cybertronian jet. It's not Cybertronian at all. And he does have some junk underneath, as you can see, but that's due to the limitations of this small scale figure for transformation. Anyway, you can move his weapon out of the way, and you got some ports down here where you can plug it in if you want. Would have been nice if this figure actually came with an extra blaster just to give one on this wing here. And that's the reason why I like to keep it plugged in at the top, even though it does look kind of silly. Moving on to the tank, also known as Tread, I'm assuming. Got some nice silver paint here for the treads. That goes to both sides as well. Got also some nice combat damage here. We do have some nice detail involved here. And the barrel of the tank is that maroon color, just like the jet. We got some silver highlights as well. Some shots of silver here and here. And here's a look at the back where you can see most of the robot legs here. And the figure does have some actual rolling wheels at the bottom of the treads. Let's go ahead and test it out, see how it works. Wow, he went pretty far. As instructed, you can also take the blaster that I gave to Sky, and you can actually plug it in on either side. What you can also do is combine the two weapons together and plug it back in right here in the center port, and here you got a longer barrel. There is a little bit of play here with the barrel since it is a pegging system, but you're only going to get about that much. One thing to be addressed about this figure is going about transformation. These clips do not lock into place here at the top, so they're always sticking out. You can try and push them in all you want. They're not going to go in there. They're just going to keep popping out. That's about enough of that. What do you say we dare to compare with War for Cybertron Deluxe Class Sideswipe? And as you can see, they're pretty small compared to Sideswipe in his vehicle form. Alright, so there's not much else to really say about these figures, so let's go ahead and transform them into robot mode. To start off with the legs, we're going to go ahead and remove the barrel from Tread and open up these panels here. And we're going to flip out this piece here. And I'm going to split apart the legs, fold down the feet like so. Take these panels here and close them up, and here we've got the legs. Moving on. Now Sky is a little more complex here. There's a little more to take with the transformation. So what we're going to do first of all is we're going to flip up the wings, come to the bottom here and untab the arms. Go ahead and split them apart. We're going to take this lower piece here, we're going to flip this up, and then these side panels here are going to come in and form the abdomen. What we want to do next is take the cockpit of the jet and fold it all the way down to reveal the head. Make sure that's tabbed in there. Go ahead and flip out the hands like so, and then rotate them till they're positioned forward. And repeat the same process on this side. Rotate till it's positioned forward, and then swing down the arms. Last thing to do is to combine the two. Simple pegging the whole system. I say it's pretty simple, but yet it's giving me quite the fuss. There we go. Go ahead and readjust everything to your liking. And here we have SKYTREAD in his robot mode. Taking a look at the details on SKYTREAD, you can see it is a compact robot mode with very little backpack going on here. I'll take a look at the head here, and he's got a visor. It's nicely painted in red. Silver for the face. And the helmet looks pretty cool. There's a look at the chest of the figure and the abdomen. A good look at his crotch piece, which these lights here aren't painted. Would have been nice if they were. Take a good look at the legs and look at all the detail that's going on here. And yes, he's still got the working wheels at the bottom of the treads, which means if you wanted to, you could have him ice skating. So all very nice detail on the figure from the front all the way to the back. You can see the obvious jet going on here. You can also split the wings a little bit if you want to give him more of a dynamic look. And you can also take his blaster here and you can peg it in right here at the back for weapon storage. I mean, there's ports everywhere on this guy if you want to armor him up with more weapons. But what I like to do is just peg the weapons into his hands. Once again, you have the option to combine the two weapons together to give him a very long barrel of murder death in robot mode. And if you play around with it, you can make it look a little convincing as if he's holding the weapon with both hands. Going to articulation, he's got a ball jointed head. He's got a universal shoulder joint, so you get this much inward and outward movement. If you move the wings all the way back, you can get a full 360 rotation. There's a bicep swivel cut. Single jointed elbows, that does get way more than 90 degrees of bend. The wrist can move inward and outward due to transformation. Sadly, no rotation. Well, at least the figure does have a waist rotation. The hips are universally jointed, so you can get this much kicking forward and that much going back. And yes, of course, you can pull off a very nice JCVD split, so there's your still quality, people. We have a thigh swivel cut, single jointed knees, that does get at least 9 degrees of bend. There's a hinge joint for up and down movement at the feet due to transformation. And the figure does sport some very nice ankle rocker pivot. Okay, guys, it's that time of the video. Let's dare to compare in robot mode with Deluxe Sideswipe and Leader Class Shockwave. SKYTREAD unfortunately leaves a lot to be desired, especially coming off of the heels of the Power of the Primes Duocons. They had separate individual robot modes. This guy does not, and that's the problem with this figure, at least in my opinion. It's a cool robot mode. It's got two cool vehicle forms, but there's just that in between, the gap that needed to be filled, and unfortunately Hasbro wasn't willing to fill in that need. Regardless though, I do like the tank mode. The jet, it's just an average looking jet. It's definitely not Cybertronian in my opinion. But some good parts about this figure is the articulation is quite amazing. The paint job is pretty clean, and overall that sculpting of the face is really awesome. But I would say you should hold off until the price actually drops on this one, because it's definitely not worth the $20, I'm sorry to say. Anyway, that's going to do it from here. Questions or comments, you know what to do. Hit it down below in the comment section of the video. If you liked today's video review, hit the thumbs up button. Don't forget to give me a sub up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down. Don't forget to throw in the towel. And until then, my friends, this is the unprofessional toy reviewer Hasbro signing off by saying, when the opportunity persists, don't give up on your dreams. Seize the moment. And thank you for watching.